12 p.m. Central Time. And I'm your host, Dr. Matthew Richardson, and today, well, first off, welcome to another stream of CosmoQuest Astro Office Hours. Let me go ahead and first verify that I'm actually streaming, because OBS could be telling me one thing and Twitch could be saying another. So let me verify. Let's do this first. All right. So, Chrome. Let's see. Yep. Even though it says CosmoQuest is still offline, I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, okay, good. It shows that I am streaming. Alright, so let me now see if I can gain access to the chat. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Ah, well, that's right. Good evening to you, Peter. Um, that's right. We are displaced by a few hours. All right, good, good, good. So Peter's verified that at the very least he can hear me, which means that my audio is working at this end. All right, let's pop out the chat. So, I mean, my general plan for today is just to get some work done. I wasn't able to. Time travel. Um, yeah, I wasn't able to actually generate a problem for today. Plus, I also need to get the work done. So, I figured I'd just make this a me working stream. Unless someone like comes up with a good problem, then I might put this aside and focus on the problem. All right. So where was I? All right. So what I'm currently working on are some C++ functions that will allow us to do some things with our database. Some data reduction, as well as, view other important quantities that we might wish to see. Did I get 42? Um, Not yet. I've been fairly busy lately. Yes, I basically failed that mission to be able to read through the book, A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Still, well, not failed the mission, but I'm still working on it. Let's put it that way. Let's see. Hey, Susie. Hey, Larry. Oh man. So will a neutron star or a white dwarf rip apart a spaceship that is too close? Um. Hey, Tom Van Scotter. So in this case, I think you're talking about tidal forces acting on the spaceship. And if I'm not mistaken, we actually did a stream not too long ago that gave the equation that would allow us to be able to calculate what the tidal force would be. I think what I'm going to end up doing, if you guys would like, I can actually post the code somewhere that'll allow you to get to it, and that way you can make modifications and also be able to see. I mean, but because off the top of my head, I wouldn't really know the answer to that. I'm almost tempted to actually just pull up that code and see what would happen, because then you need to also know what the structural integrity of the spaceship is. I can't remember which one it is, but it's like how much stress or strain could it handle. I guess we could also just like look online and find that out. Oh no. Uh, I'm making a big mistake here. That is, do I have my charger? I might actually have to leave for a quick second. Oh, would a human being be able to do it though? That's a great question. Would a human being be able to like survive? Hmm. Okay, now I'm interested. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up really quickly. Let's see. The tidal force equation that we calculated. Well, before I say that, let me first pull up the equation actually. So desktop, planetary. Or let me pull up the information from those streams. CosmoQuest, show office hours. Is this one? So, to be able to answer your question, we'd probably need to be able to determine exactly what is the typical radius of of a white dwarf and a neutron star, as well as a typical mass. To be able to determine what the tidal force would be on a human being at the surface, that is, of these two objects. So what I'll do is yeah, I'll show you what I'm looking at right now. It's actually from one of the previous streams. Well, no, the equation I calculated for the tidal force would work. Um, Hmm. That's a great question, actually. The equation I calculated, actually, let's. I want to say that it would work um, if you have an object that's moving relativistically. Hmm. I would need to look into that actually before I just say that outright. All right, guys. I'm actually going to need about like I want to say 10 to 15 seconds at max. I need to quickly run and grab my laptop charger before my laptop dies on me. So I'll be right back. I won't be long. Promise. All right. And I'm back. Just gonna quickly plug this in. Can't get the staff. Yeah. All very good points, right? Well, that's the interesting thing about it. Actually, after our last stream, I'd be curious exactly how strong would a magnetic field need to be to actually do harm to a human being. Now, the temperature argument, definitely, right? If you put a human being, you wouldn't have a human being on a white dwarf or neutron star. At least not a very not a relatively like young one, at least. Now, maybe once they've grown really cold, which will take an extremely long time before they actually do that. I mean, because they're basically just radiating off their energy. That is white dwarfs and neutron stars. But let's see. So I'm going to actually just take a quick break from actually doing my work, and I want to look into this. So the real key thing here is, does the gravitational force equation, is it consistent at all speeds? Give me 1 second. Because honestly, just off the top of my head, I can't think of any other form. That is, F is equal to the gravitational constant times the product of the two masses that are gravitationally attracting each other divided by their distance between them squared. Is there like a do you have to modify that equation when one of the objects is moving relativistically or really, really quickly? So Peter states it depends on how much iron the person has in their bodies. Oh, you must be talking about the magnetic fields that's being generated by the stars. You know, right now I'm just going to say that, you know, maybe I might actually just look into this more and actually just present it as one of our stream topics. You guys come up with some interesting things here. A steel plate in the skull. Oh God. Yes, Larry. Like many times the age of the universe. I'm gonna assume that comment was in response to me stating that you'd have to wait for to not have to worry about like the temperature of the star. You'd have to wait a really, really long time, and many times age of the universe is right. Sorry guys. I had to take a quick moment to look at the YouTube link that Peter sent. Oh yeah, I remember this scene. This is the scene where he breaks out, right? Because I think the guard, he ended up probably like swallowing some sort of like metallic substance that Magneto has the ability to control. All right, let me do some work here because that was the plan. That was the plan. Do some work. Yeah, but in this situation, Magneto like rips out, some metal that's in the guy's body. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm with you now. All right. So I wanted to do something with this particular function here. Repeat current users. Let's open it up. Yeah, if our world, if any parts of our world obeyed the laws of physics in the Marvel universe, it would scare me. All right. Which one is it actually? It's utilities. I wanted to be able to make a plot within this particular function. If it's greater than repeat users seconds, then you break. Update the counter. Do you think it's possible for a human being to be able to evolve and have any sort of special powers due to evolution? Radiation gives you superpowers. Just severe internal wounds. Okay, I have to ask Larry. Okay, does not. All right. Time difference is greater than. All right, so this is the area I wanted to be able to make plots. So for right now, I'm just going to say plots. All right. So what was the plots I wanted to make here? Right. I wanted to be able to plot the number of repeat users versus the number of users that aren't considered repeat users. So I'm referring to the number of based off of the total number of users that use CosmoQuest's Moon, Mercury, or Mars mapper apps. Which ones are considered to be repeat users and which ones are considered to be current users? Yeah, I guess you're right about that, Peter. I think movies would it'd be very difficult to make a very entertaining movie that had to be completely, justifiable by, our understanding of science. I do find it pretty cool in the Superman movies or any movie now that has Superman, how when he gets ready to fly, like all the rocks and stuff on the ground are like floating in the air. That's actually pretty cool. Oh man, Larry. Yeah. Either going to be killed by AI or by insects. I need to open up my plotting package. All right. So this is going to be. I'll make one for repeat users. And I'll also make one for current users. You know what? I'm being rude right now. Let me say hi to everyone who's currently here. Hello, Susie. Hello, Electrical Skateboard. Hello, Larry. Hello, Michael T. Mayer. Hello, Morzel. That's a new one. Welcome to today's stream. Hello, Peter Q. Hello to Tchaikovsky. I'm going to get that right one of these days. And hello, Tom Van Scotter. Yeah, guys. So for those of you who are new to the stream, I typically either do a stream where we're discussing a problem that I've picked or that you've picked. Um, for today, I'm going to be actually getting some work done. Thanks, Susie. Thanks, Larry. All right. I do know I want to do these two functions, but oh man, that's right. I think I did see Guido's name in here, didn't I? Oh no, he didn't say anything, or did he? Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna respond to that. I didn't catch it earlier. Um, I do know that Guido's. This is dinner time for Guido, so he's probably in the process of cooking. Hey, Adam. I got really loud there for no good reason, but nevertheless, hi, Adam. But yeah, guys, today we're not going to be doing any problem. Friday, I really want to get a problem together, though. Today, I'm just focusing on getting some work done. All right, so given that that's the situation, current users and repeat users, I need to generate plots for those. So let's do that. Huh, I've commented that out. I know at some point I'll just have it return. All right, so for current users, I need to be able to pass it. I think it was a vector of Boolean values. Yeah, right now I'm just working on generating a plot that will allow us to determine of all the users that have used our Moon, Mercury, or Mars mapper apps. Which ones do we consider to be either one, repeat users, and or current users? And the way in which you'd be considered a repeat user is based off of how often you use it. So let's say, for example, I want to be able to say that our repeat users use the app every, and this is going to be ridiculous, of course, but they use the app every 1 second. So no, not every hour, every hour. Let's go with that. That'd be a repeat. Well, that would be a ridiculous amount of time, between independent sessions. They practically go through the whole database, within some period of time, which I don't know, but that'd be a lot of usage. They'd be a good user though, a good citizen scientist. But yeah, this particular function would let me know who those users are. That is, if I wanted the elapsed time between independent sessions to be an hour. It's not going to be that, of course. So I'd make it much longer. And then the same situation with current users, except that with current users, we'd want to know exactly how far back in time relative to today did they last use one of these apps. Adam, that's you. Okay, I'm gonna look into that, or at the very least, this particular these functions will let me know. Well, the thing about it is that the functions would just simply just plot the number of people that can be considered to be repeat users or current users. It wouldn't actually tell me specifically who amongst those number of people are actually repeat users or current users, but I can of course figure that out. I can map all the information back or backtrack and figure it out. All right. So repeat users. I want to be able to pass it a vector. std and it has to be a vector of Boolean values. All right, I think that should be good. And it's the same thing for current users. Let's just put this as CU for current users. Cool. So going back to my primary function, I need to plot and essentially it'll just be this. I haven't yet defined it, but I'm just setting this up. So let's see, current users. I have to pass it this vector. And I would do something very similar for repeat users. I think that that's the correct. Let's see. Yeah, it's repeat user. All right. So now I actually have to define these functions. And so for this one, I don't feel like actually retyping all this again. That's right. Now I'm going to look all of you up and let you know whether or not you're a current or repeat user. And if you're not, no, I'm just joking around. No, guys. I'm not going to be like zooming in on any one particular person. I'm just going to look at overall what's going on with our mapper projects. And hopefully, I mean, and hopefully at some point, maybe these particular functions I'm writing can be generalized to work with any sort of app or any project that CosmoQuest is working on. Unless, of course, there's already like functions built somewhere that I don't know of that do this already. And there probably is, actually. Let's see. Right now, I'm just looking through my other plotting functions to see if I can just like reuse some information. I know I want this to actually use labels, so I think that this one, I'm just going to copy and paste it and then make modifications where I see fit. So yeah, guys, to cut down on time, like I've always said it before, I love to copy and paste. There's no point of me rewriting all of this stuff over again if I've already written it. You can just reapply it to something else with a few slight modifications. Help save time. So I can actually just drop all of that here. Now let's go up top and see what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. Let's just function. That's cool. All right, so my axis labels, I need to change that. So what are good axis labels? I could just say current and not current. And so this becomes really easy, actually. Just delete all of that. Delete this, and I can always change it later. But for right now, I'm just going to say that I have two labels. One label will state current, and the other label will state not current. All right. So I initialize a canvas. I'm using the plotting software that has been produced with CERN's root package. It's basically just a bunch of C++ software that I've now been using now for like the past, I don't know. When did I start graduate school? It's been a while. From my understanding, it's mostly used by particle physicists, but every now and then you catch a person that's not a particle physicist that uses this as well. Let's see. Subimage base name. I don't think I even needed all this information, or do I? Let's think about this. No, I don't need any subimage information. So this can go away as well. All right. Number of bins is good. X low is 0. X high is in bins. Histogram is initialized. But the name of the histogram. Let's just put this as current users. All right, so to fill the histogram here, I don't need a double for loop here, so I can get rid of this inner loop. This will have to be the number of elements that are currently within vector CU. And for those of you who program in C++ and probably don't know this, but you probably do know this already, and I just learned this in grad school and I've just been using it ever since. It's always a good idea whenever you're passing a vector to a function to utilize the ampersand before the function name. And basically what this does is it passes the function by reference. What I end up learning is that if you don't have this, so if it's not there, and I would have to do the same thing in its declaration within the header file. But if you don't pass it by reference, what it does is it makes a full copy of the vector you're passing to it. And that just takes up time as far as programming is concerned. So I always, for the most part, pass vectors by reference. And I know this is not good because I don't plan on making any modifications to this particular vector. I should declare it as a constant vector. That way it doesn't get modified, but I typically don't do that. I should do it, but yeah, typically don't do it. Maybe I might go back and make the modification. All right. So current user is good. I want to fill the histogram. This needs to become that. And the way in which I want to fill the histogram is, I believe I need to indicate. Oh man, I'm not remembering exactly how this goes. Let's see. Maybe I just need to simply fill. All right, Matt, think about this. I represents, in this situation, I represents the bin number. Or no, in this case, I represents the number of elements in CU size. I need to be able to make sure that whatever. All right, let me quickly look at the fill function. Every now and then I forget some things. Let's see, so CERN, you guys can see what I'm doing right now, but basically I'm just looking at what parameters I can pass to the fill function. It's an overloaded function, and whenever you're using it in the cases where you have labels along your x-axis, I think you're supposed to pass 2 parameters to it, to the fill function. I'm just not remembering the order. Let's see. Stern root histogram fill. Ah, here we go. So alphanumeric bin labels, which is what I'm currently using. So by default, a histogram axis is drawn with its numeric bin labels. One can specify alphanumeric labels instead with, set bin, got it. Call to a fill function with some of the arguments being a string. But wait a second. Okay, I think I can do it like this. If, else, and I'll quickly find out if this is right or wrong. That sounds pretty cool, Peter. Alright, so what is my if statement? And I might not even have to do it like this, actually. Let me go down here and look at this other label that let's see. And what was users per image? It's an integer vector. Hmm. Alright. I think I might actually end up having to use the label. But let's do this. If cu, which is a Boolean, cu of I is comparable to true, then I need to be filling, of course, with 1 unit. And I think it's, what are my labels? So current is in the first position. So I think it's this. Label 0, which is going to be a string. Oh, dot C string. And if it's the other, if it's false, I fill this one with 1 unit. Oh, wait a second. That's not so cool. I'm sorry, wait a second. It looks like, I'm sorry, Adam. I'm not too sure I understand what you're saying. You said you want to do a survey and you would like for CQ staff to do. Wait. Oh, you got a survey from us yesterday. Oh, right. Okay, okay. Yeah. Yes, we like surveys. I mean, they allow us to be able to get an idea of how things are going, or at the very least, how our users think things are going with how CosmoQuest is progressing. Also gives our users a chance to let us know, how to fix things or what things need to be fixed. Yeah, what's up, Artist Passion? C++ code, that's right. Are you a fan of C++? Nowadays, I hear a lot of people are using like Python, so. Peter, that's a good question. I'm not too sure actually. If your face is visible, I mean, and he shows your face, I think he has to get your permission to do so. Oh, that's good to know. See, people like C++. I'm happy to hear this. A lot of people I've run into, say, you gotta learn how to use Python. And I mean, thanks, Adam. Hopefully it's not a very, very long survey. Yes, I'm definitely using Emacs. The compiler that I'm using, I think it might just be I don't think it's that compiler. Let me see if I can find that out actually. Because let's look at this real quick. Sorry for being quiet for here so long, guys. The funny thing about it is that I've never actually even looked to see which compiler I'm using. Um, let's see if this is actual. That is the name. This is always good information to know, though. Yeah, depending on so like the so yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's the G++ compiler. All right. So I think this is it actually. Filling the histogram. I think it's just as simple as this, and then draw the histogram, and let's change this to being. For now, I'm just going to call it this current users. I think I should be good to go. Let's go ahead and see what happens if I try to compile. But yeah, G++ is the compiler. I did something that it didn't like. And where is it? Oh, this. I might have to clean that actually. All right. Let's see if it generates my plot. But to do so, I need to, well, I call it here actually. Utilities, I think it should be good to go. Yeah, I know that some of the makefiles that I've used in the past, or I typically use the same makefile, but modify some of the variables I actually use to compile the code. And I know that some of the variables I've used had information that was good for one compiler, but would not work with the G++ compiler. I was trying to determine exactly what was the other compiler that I've used. Okay, guys, note the times you're seeing run across the screen right now have been boosted by a few factors because I have a lot of things running on my computer right now. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. I was expecting for it to say plot's been completed. Let's look at this. Um, Number of active users. So maybe somewhere within this function I'm... Ah, because I have an exit here, that's why. Um, and also, I don't need these functions. Well, guys, the time is at 1:04 p.m. And I want to thank you guys for definitely coming out to hang out with me. I will definitely be back on this Friday at 12 o'clock p.m. Central, and more than likely I'll be doing something that's... Yeah, guys, I will definitely talk to you guys later. No problem, no problem. Thank you for the distraction, actually. Um, yeah, let me go ahead and log off now. All right, guys, see you later. All right, bye.